up, and Bernardo Silva got there in front of Alisson to turn it over the line. Then a magnificent save from Donnarumma, one of the best you've ever seen. But before that, Alisson just hurled into a challenge on Núñez, brought him down, and Haaland tucked in the penalty. You thought the game was over. It wasn't. A brilliant save to deny McAllister. Then City appeared to have made it 3-1, but Szoboszlai was sent off for a challenge denying a goal-scoring opportunity. But in the end, it is the most sensational of wins, and the message to Arsenal is very, very clear. You want to win the title? You're going to have to fight for it. Liverpool 1, City 2. Well, let's go back to the studio. Scott, Carson, Paul Dickov, Natalie, pick the bones out of that nonsense.
Thank you so much, Alistair Mann. OK, we will pick the bones out of the nonsense in just a minute, but before then we are going to celebrate, because that was an emphatic comeback from Manchester City. Erling Haaland, Mark Gahey rightly celebrating there. With 10 minutes to go, City were 1-0 down at Anfield, and they've done it. They have turned it around. Arsenal can put the corks back in their champagne bottles, because there is a long way to go in this Premier League season yet. I'm still joined by Scott Carson and by Paul Dickov. Paul, we're going to focus on the positives right now. That was some last 10 minutes from City. Well, last 25 minutes from City.
That was full of quality, but full of character as well. You know, after going 1-0 down to an unbelievable strike, I've got to say. Liverpool on top looked as if possibly they were going to go and win it, maybe 2 or 3. But to show the character to come back. Great goal by Bernardo Silva. Fantastic penalty by Erling. Great goal by Cherky, which we'll go on to in a minute. And it had everything in between that big man there, Scotty. What a save. What a save.
Unbelievable. Obviously, when the free kick went in, I was half looking at, would he have maybe put 3 or 4 people in the wall, and then 2-1 up, and then he pulls a save like that. It's just, we talked about him before the game, didn't we, about how important he has been and how important he will be, and you make a save like that, he deserves to be in the winning team.
Is there another goalkeeper in world football that could make that save? Obviously, I'm very biased, Scott, but it was a serious save.
No, it was like I said, you're at Anfield, you're 2-1 up with minutes left, and the thing about it as well, he took a deflection, so he's had to readjust, and then just to get that long arm and reach and have the power to tip it wide, he deserves all the credit he's going to get for it, because it was an unbelievable save, and hopefully we can look back at the end of the season and think how important that was.
Pep just having a moment there with the fans, as the fans rightly and always sing his name there. Let's head straight over now, back to pitch side. We're going to catch our breath in here. MG and Brownie.
And it's full time from Anfield, Manchester City, winning with fans for the first time in 23 years. And this is what it means to our supporters. What a performance, and what an ending to this game, Michael Brown.
Oh, honestly, it was the ending of all endings. The drama that we've just seen. I mean, if you don't say that football is special, delivers you moments like this, and for the players. Oh,
and you can hear the man they're speaking about right now, of course, Mr. Guardiola. They absolutely love him here, and why would they not? He's provided moments after moments, and this is another special moment for the blue side of Manchester.
Do you know what? In commentary, I was going, this can turn around, this can change, and it was more of a bit of hope. And then Erling standing there with the ball and waiting and going, imagine me, and then he just slots it in the corner. The ending, the drama. I was just coming through the Liverpool fans, and they were like, what's going to happen? I was like, well, the goal's not going to give it, there's going to be a red card. And then I just heard something saying there's only going to be 15 seconds. Because there's that much drama, I was thinking, don't let Liverpool go up there. And then to witness this at the end.
Let's pan the camera around and let's look at our away support, because you see how much it means to all of these fans. They travel everywhere. They follow the team no matter what. That was a big goal.
It was a huge goal, because Arsenal was sat there probably going, here we go. And then that happened. The title is on. It flips so quickly. It's a big moment.
A huge moment in the title race. And they're asking you to give you a wave as well. I'm trying to look at the top to see where my dad is, because my dad doesn't watch penalties. And when he doesn't watch penalties, we miss them. I looked over and he did watch it, but also so did all of these amazing supporters behind us. And you can see how much it means. They're doing the Poznan now at the top.
It's still going. I don't think they'll get them out of here, FG. When special things happen like this in football.
And that man there, 31 times he's been, and it's the first time he has seen Manchester City win here at Anfield. That's 31 times, as there is a Poznan here at Anfield.
It's an amazing feeling, isn't it? These supporters, how much are they enjoying that? Just listen to it.
Should we do it as well, Brownie, eh? It's about time, eh?
I didn't turn round on us to do that in the back of my head. It's going a bit thin.
City finally win at Anfield. What a day, what an afternoon. A massive, massive result in the title race.
It's a huge result. And do you know what? It's a statement. It's confidence builder. It's something, because it didn't look like it was going to happen, did it? The back line of Liverpool held on. We were under pressure. And then that moment just flipped. It just changed. Bernardo Silva, that leader, getting that first one underneath the goalkeeper.
So many happy faces as well. We'll just keep panning round. So many happy faces in this away section. These are the guys who deserve it. These are the guys who follow the team no matter what. A couple of weeks ago there was a few tough games away. You know, they went to Norway, a few of them, and it was difficult. But these are the moments we live for as football fans. Wow.
It's just incredible. Do you know, for this, now, what are Arsenal thinking? Is it going to be us again that miss out? And that's what they must be thinking when it happens like this, at this particular place where the record is what it is. They'd have been celebrating, and then it flips and changes, and the title's on. I mean, you can imagine Pike in the studio.
I was just about to say, Natalie,
Scotty, Dickov, you might have to just calm her down a little bit.
I know how much fun Natalie would have enjoyed that. And Natalie is another supporter who deserves moments like that. Through the thick and thin, she's been there watching Manchester City today. Feels special. It feels like a statement win at a stadium where we've struggled. And Brownie, you said to me last week, if we get 4 points from Spurs at Anfield, we're going to be very pleased.
Yeah, you take it. I mean, it should have been 3 points at Spurs. I think we all knew that. But this win and the circumstances, the way it happened right at those late moments, and then the drama. I think that's the other thing, FG. Supporters looking, and it's like, we're going to get another goal, and then there's a red card, and the way to go on and win it. This will be remembered for some time.
It will indeed. I mean, the last time we had a penalty like that, Riyad Mahrez towards the end, and what a player he was for Manchester City. But that one nearly ended up in the second tier. Erling Haaland never in doubt. Wow, Brownie, I tell you what, on to the next game, Fulham at the Etihad, then the FA Cup, the title race. Who would back against us? Who would back against us so early
when
in
little
the season?
Things, like I say, just turn around and those special moments happen. The title race is back on, and now you've got to get ready, haven't you? A game against Fulham, who are unpredictable, and then you've got to just keep pressing that button, supercharging your way towards the end of the season, and there's a lot of games still to play.
A lot of games to play. And the emotional roller coaster of Manchester City continues. From Anfield, let's head to the studio. Pikey, we're talking to you here. We're talking to Paul and Scott as well. I hope you've enjoyed every moment. I can only imagine what that last-minute penalty was like in the studio.
Thank you so much there to FG. Thank you so much to Michael Brown. Right back at you, lads. FG, you're a lifelonger as well. Oh, that was very, very sweet indeed. And they are right. It was wild scenes here in the studio, then confused scenes, then wild scenes again. Let's just keep focusing on the wild. So City have done the double over Liverpool since the first time since 1937. And the title race is well and truly on, and never count this team out. Scott, you know what it's like to be in the changing room when we have last-minute winners like that. What is this result going to do for City's confidence?
I think psychologically that was just, especially the way the game ended, will be a massive boost for the team. The lads they'll be in that dressing room now, coming back on the bus, and they'll be buzzing. Whereas on the other hand, to Arsenal, that's a big psychological blow for them as well, because at 75, 80 minutes they must have been thinking, here we go, thank you Liverpool, and then we get an ending like that. It was just unbelievable ending to a good game.
Right, let's talk about the goals first before we go on to the situation that happened at the end. So first of all, Bernardo Silva, City 1-0 down, and all credit to Dominic Szoboszlai for the free kick. You know, an absolute worldie of a free kick, we can all agree that. The City did not give up though, and in particular Bernardo Silva, his passion, his commitment, you know, the little head-on from Haaland, and Silva never gives up, does he?
Yes, he's everywhere. You know, one minute he's defending, next minute he's getting the end of flick-ons from Erling Haaland. Expect one of the forwards to do that, and the big man, little man goes up, but he's anticipated really well. It's a great header from Erling, so he didn't get a lot of joy in there out of Van Dijk. Put it in a good area, and you're just hoping one of your teammates is going to gamble on it. And once you get in there, it's still a really good finish, you know, because he's stretching, he's sliding, Alisson's coming out. But great goal from a great player.
And then he picks the ball up at about the back of the net, and he's back down. It's on the centre spot, and the captain is saying, right, we go again. And then obviously we get the penalty, Scott. For a man, Erling Haaland's been under a lot of scrutiny lately due to the perceived dip in his form. Obviously 2 goals in 12 games before this, you know, is not the standard that he's set. Under immense pressure, you're at Anfield, it's in the last few minutes of the game, to score a penalty, to win the game, to keep a title charge on. There's not much more high-pressured moments than that. But Erling Haaland delivered. No,
he did, and obviously there was quite a long wait as well for him. He was holding the ball. He had Szoboszlai in front of him, obviously trying to give him a little bit, and he probably was nervous. But looking at him on the screen, he didn't look like it affected him. And to be fair, his penalty, he didn't look like he was going to miss, did he? And I think even the little stutter he did just before he kicked it shows that. Inside, he must be full of confidence, because, like you said, the last minute at Anfield, I half expected him just to run up as fast as he could and kick it as hard as he could. But to have that confidence to do the little stutter to see if Alisson's gone early and then obviously to put it right in the corner. That's fair play to him.
The perfect penalty, because Alisson's a top keeper.
Yeah.
And he's went the right way and he's went early and he's still getting nowhere near it. But, you know, Scotty says that the mentality of him and the composure that he showed in that. You know, a lot of people, that the occasion gets to your head. Last minute, there's a lot of stuff going on around you. Looking at VAR, so you just got to get your concentration like. But it was just like ice cold, and a fantastic penalty, because he's missed a few as well. So it just shows you the confidence he's got in his own ability. But great scenes to see the away fans there. You know, I've got friends who have been going there for about 30 odd years and never seen Man City win there. So fantastic for them. Fantastic for everybody today.
A really deserved victory, because obviously at half-time we were talking about how Liverpool weren't up to their levels and, you know, that we'd done well but wanted to see a goal. But Liverpool came out at the start of that second half looking like a different team, Scott. The second half, if you're a neutral, that second half must be one of the best 45 minutes of football you've seen in years, because Liverpool came out and they really gave us a game. The comeback from City, it just feels like a really hard-fought, well-deserved win.
Oh, massive. If you'd have just watched the first half and seen the result now, you'd have said, no, I could see that coming.
Yeah.
But like we did say at half time, Liverpool wouldn't get anywhere, and to be fair to them, they did play a good second half, and I don't think City played bad. I think Liverpool were just better and stopped City doing what they did first half. But it probably wasn't until when we went 1-0 down and got to 80 minutes, and then it just like the belief come back into the team, and we started putting the ball in the box, getting the ball up quicker, and then you've obviously got players like we just said, Bernardo, who's been in these title races for 7-8 years, and he knows what it's about, and he's popped up, got the equaliser, and then in my eyes there was only one winner after that, and thankfully a good run from Mateus, and he got the penalty.
Bernardo Silva's a cult hero to Man City fans anyway. Obviously, if you remember back in your time, Scott, when he did the little celebration with the cup of tea against Liverpool. But even, you know, he'll continue, that legacy will continue to grow with him with performances like today. Obviously, we should say as well, obviously, get well soon to cushion off. One of the downsides, obviously, of that second half was that he went off, although it looked like he didn't want to, by the way. Pep was telling him, no, come on, you've taken something to the face, you need to come off. But, I mean, he was a warrior.
He was. I thought him and Mark were absolutely fantastic. Thought Ruben, after being out for a month or so as well, to come back into a game of that intensity in the second half, brought real composure to the back line as well, more under pressure. But Kuzanov, I mean, I don't know. He's hard as nails, isn't he? I don't know what came worse off, his face or Donnarumma's knee. I don't know what was harder or bigger.
Literally, it's like you could see Pep was smiling at him, like, no, you've got to go off. And he was like, no, but he did. OK, let's get down to it. Obviously, incredible 2-1 victory for City in, I think, all of our opinions, it should have been 3-1. So, wild last few minutes of the game. Obviously, Liverpool got a corner. They're pushing. They want to get an equaliser. Alisson comes up. Alisson stays up, which is what I found also interesting and slightly crazy. Alisson stays up. The ball moves on. And obviously, then there's the moment that we need to talk about. So, Cherky hits the ball from around about the half, maybe more slightly into the half. It's looking like it might not have quite enough power to reach the goal. I mean, it eventually does. Haaland is running through with Szoboszlai. City score. The goal's disallowed. Who wants to go first to get it off their chest?
I'll leave that to you. There was that much going on. I wouldn't even know where to start.
It's just a ridiculous decision. Just let the goal stand. You know, the ref's not. Scotty made a good point. If he'd blown up early for the foul, you can understand them going back and having a look at it. But he didn't. He let it go. And obviously Erling's made up, I mean, some pace by the way, wasn't it? On Szoboszlai. He's tried to pull him down. Then as the ball's trickling over the line, Erling's gave him a little tug. So, you know, they're both at it. So, but just let the goal stand. I honestly can't understand it.
There's obviously VAR's been put in place for certain things, but that was one of them where you just got, you know, just leave it. Just don't get involved. I think the game's done.
Whoever's in VAR today is throwing the referee under the bus there. Yeah. They just should have said, on you go, blow the whistle.
I think as soon as the ref had to go and have a look, he's had to go back to it. Yeah. But it was just one of them.
For lots of reasons, Liverpool are going to use the best player.
Yeah, they're losing games now. Sunderland Wednesday night.
Yeah, you don't know that. I hope it does in the end. Gets closer. What if it goes down to goal difference and goes out by 1 goal from a ridiculous decision like that?
There's not. I'm convinced, other than the VAR and the referee, there's not a single person in the world that wanted to see that what happened. There's no way any Liverpool fans want Szoboszlai sent off so that he's not playing in the next game. They'd rather lose 3-1, right, than lose their best player for a game. I don't understand how the advantage doesn't go to the attacking team. I feel like anywhere else on the pitch, if the referee plays advantage, you know, he plays advantage, and it results in something positive, we accept that.
But if it gives the goal, Liverpool aren't going to complain. No, nobody's going to complain about it.
It just dampened unbelievable last 20 minutes.
Yeah.
The best 20-25 minutes of football I've seen in a long time.
It was obviously two good teams going up and down at it, trying to get the win, and then a lot of the talk's going to be all about the VAR decision. Should it, shouldn't it? It's just deflecting it away from what everyone should be talking about. Was two fantastic teams putting everything on the line to get 3 points.
Great goals, great saves, everything.
Yeah, right.
About it, and we're sitting talking about this.
Exactly that.
I know. But it feels also it feels like we've got to, because this is it feels to me at the minute that it's game after game after game that VAR are interfering in decisions in our games. Now I'm not saying that that probably is a coincidence, but if you look at the game last week at Spurs as well, I mean, how was that not a foul? If you go back to the Newcastle game when Cherky had another goal disallowed, it feels like, and I've seen Howard Webb do interviews where he said that VAR they have a high bar. They should only be getting involved. They shouldn't be putting themselves into situations. They should only be getting involved when there's a high bar. That wasn't. It's mind blowing.
Just no need. There was no need for them to get involved.
He was obviously brought in to stop the inconsistencies, and if anything, it's just made a lot of them worse.
That's the worst I've seen. Without a shadow of a doubt, that's the worst I've seen.
I just don't believe there's going to be a single person in the world.
People say the game's gone, VAR's ruining football, and I'm always like, well, that's a joke. That's ridiculous today.
Yeah, and I think what Scott said is absolutely bang on. That was an incredible 45 minutes of football. It had absolutely everything. But we'll be talking about that moment. Right, let's move on from that moment then, and let's have a look at the Premier League table. So, we are now sitting 6 points behind Arsenal. So you can see Arsenal there at the top, City there on 50, Arsenal 56, Villa 47. I have to admit, it 1-0 down. I was looking down the table as well and starting to get a little bit nervous. Obviously, you've got Manchester United on great momentum there with 44, as is Chelsea 43 as well. So the table is looking tight, but 6 points is very healthy, Scott, because we still have Arsenal to come and visit us here at the Etihad.
Yeah, exactly. I think even with a handful of games left, you're 6 points behind. Arsenal are still going to be worried because they've just seen what City are about this time of the season. They know that they're not going to go down without a fight. They know they're going to every game they go into now. They have the possibility of winning every game up until the end of the season. So, like I said before, the psychological and gain that could do for City is massive.
I think they've answered a lot of questions as well. You know, I think even before we were talking about second half performances after the first half, I think we went 1-0 down, everybody would be thinking, oh, here we go again. And I think to come back in the manner they've done with sends out a massive statement to everybody else.
An absolutely massive statement, yeah. And interestingly, now that we play our next game Wednesday night against Fulham at home. Arsenal play Thursday night away at Brentford. So come next time Arsenal play, it could be 3 points. I mean, that's batting the ball right back, putting the pressure right back to North London.
It is, and look, we felt the pressure today with Arsenal winning yesterday. You know, people saying that it doesn't matter, you've got to play everybody once, but I think you do get an advantage if you can play and win before. And, you know, Brentford are on a good run at the minute as well, so that's not going to be easy for Arsenal. So just got to get the Fulham, get out of the way, get 3 points, and then it's over to them.
Right, so let's look ahead to that Fulham game. So that is Wednesday night at the Etihad. Of course, there's a full calendar of Premier League fixtures this midweek. Fulham having a good season, sitting mid-table. Some real standout performances in that Fulham squad as well. I mean, Harry Wilson just seems to be having a phenomenal standout season. I think Fulham will be lucky if they hold on to him perhaps in the summer, Scott.
Yeah, definitely. I played with him at Derby. He's a fantastic player. So I've obviously been watching his career since then, and it's obviously nice to see him having a great season. Hopefully he doesn't bring that form on Wednesday when he comes to the Etihad. But I've watched Fulham quite a bit, to be honest, and they are a decent side. The manager's got them playing really good football, and it's not going to be an easy game Wednesday. But I think after that buzz there today and the confidence that'll be going through that squad, I expect nothing less than a good win.
I feel really pleased after this sort of performance that we're playing again in 3 days' time, because there's no time for a lull. We're just going to go and then we play Saturday again. So it's like bang, bang, bang. When we're in this, after that sort of, like we keep saying, psychological thing, I think it's great that we're playing in just a few days.
And Scott will tell you, wins like that, coming from behind, last minute, away from home, everything's against you, and you get the 3 points, you want the next game to come as quick as you can. You know, you don't want to wait a week. You're looking at the next one because the confidence, momentum, everything that goes to being champions. And these guys know how to do it.
Of course, we had that game against Fulham at the Cottage back in December, which was that mad 5-4 game, which was still one of the most... obviously, we were 5-1 up in that game and it finished 5-1. I'll be hoping for a much calmer game on Wednesday night, Paul.
I hope so, but look, I don't care if it's 5-4 as long as you get the 3 points in the bag. That's the main thing. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yes. Completely agree. Absolutely. So that's Wednesday night. City taking on Fulham. That is at the Etihad Stadium. Of course, MatchDay Live will be with you. Exciting MatchDay Live on Wednesday night. Kel will be in the studio with Michael Brown if he ever gets back from the press box at Anfield, and he's going to be joined by our women's manager Andre Yeglitz, and obviously the women having a fantastic season as well. So that is Wednesday night MatchDay Live. A City take on Fulham. Oof! Okay.
And breathe.
Right. Deep breath. Let's take a minute, everybody. What a day. What a day, what a day, what a day. And of course, just a little reminder as well that in 3 weeks we're doing our third MatchDay Live on tour, as I will be travelling out with Neda Manua and Sean Wright-Phillips to Oslo. So that is for the Leeds away game, 28th of February. Very much looking forward to meeting so many of our fans out in Oslo as well. Gents, thank you so much for today. I don't know, were you expecting that sort of day, Scott?
Not quite like that, but it was an eventful day in the end, wasn't it?
And Paul, your prediction, you were going to say 2-1, but then you said 3-1.
So
I mean, that was bang on.
I've got both.
Yeah, you've got both.
both. There you go, I'll take that.
Like the best prediction anyone's ever done. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, as
always. Very much, as always. And thank you, everybody, for joining us again for MatchDay Live. I think we all need to go and have a quick lie down, because that was some incredible comeback from Manchester City. Never let anybody write this club off. What a day of football. Thank you so much for joining us on Matchday Live. I'm just saying it, title charge is on, Blues.